And joining me now is Michael Ford. He is the CEO of the Regional Transit Authority of Southeast Michigan. Michael, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
You know, when people talk about Detroit, they often stand back and say, how come we're such a big city and we don't have a regional transportation system that is so popular, like when you go to San Francisco, go to Washington, D.C., New York City.
Right.
What do you tell them?
Well, we can make that happen. Obviously, we've got some work to do. One of the reasons why we're in existence is to coordinate services and to really create a vision and a plan. And that's what we're working on right now. We kicked off last week, and for the next 3 months, we're going to be out engaging the folks to make sure that we have what their concerns are so we can move forward and get this plan done by the end of the year.
Okay, so what do people want to see? What is the feedback that you're starting to hear?
Well, basic needs. People just want to be able to get to a job and get back home, get to a theater and see a show. Millennials want to be able to stay where they're at and have good public transportation. They want a coordinated system that works together, that integrates the different services, and they want it efficient, effective, safe, reliable. But there are a lot of different needs out there, and we're trying to address that.
So people would say, gosh, if we have not been able to do this for so long, if it's taken us so long to get to this point, what makes you think it's going to happen now? What's changed here?
Well, as the RTA, we are tasked with actually creating a plan, coordinating the services between the different carriers, and making that happen. And also, we're going to have to invest in our future. We don't invest here. We average about $74 per capita here. If you look at other averages, it's about $184 per capita in other places. So we've got to invest. What's going to make it happen is that we have the authority, we have the ability to make it happen, and we have to make a plan that makes work, that's really sensible and makes sense for people.
Okay, and the authority was created only in 2012, and
That's
so
correct.
it's finally taken the time to gel and kind of get up to speed, so to speak, if we're talking about transit.
Right.
Speaking of speed, talk to me about the coordination of what we're going to see in terms of SMART and in terms of a rapid bus system, and where some of those lines might go.
Well, right now we're working on a couple different things. I talked about the regional master plan, but we have Gratiot, Woodward, and Michigan. Those are lines and corridors that are being studied right now. Essentially, those will be potentially bus rapid transit or some configuration of that, but we're also needing to fill in the gaps. And we know that there's a lot of areas that just don't have good transportation. So we're asking people's input for that right now, and that's really going to kind of round out the plan. But I also would say it's not just about the transportation aspect, it's about wayfinding, it's shelters, it's real-time information, it's kind of all the accoutrements that make a system work well.
People will say, okay, so now we figured out what we want, now we have to figure out what it costs.
Right.
And so what is the price tag here? What will people have to start to pay? And in your role, will you have to start to ask the voters? Is it in 2016 for some funding here?
Yeah, we are looking at 2016, but we have to be clear about the plan. We have to be clear what it's in it for them. Even if you don't use the system, why it's still a benefit to you. So we are in development of that plan right now. Once we have a little bit more meat on the bones, we'll be back out in September, and we want to make sure we've gotten it right. But we're going to have to invest, there's no doubt about it. People are going to have to decide if that's what they want. We talk about other systems, we talk about going other places, we can't get it right here. We can with a good plan and people's involvement and an investment.
All right, so what are some of the conversations that you've had up here on Mackinac Island to that fact and what people support and what they'd like to see?
Well, people are saying it's time. It's time to get something done. They want to see better transportation. They haven't seen it before, and they're just really psyched. I mean, that's what I'm getting. A lot of we're supporting you. Businesses see the opportunities. Hospitals see the need. Particularly businesses, though, they are trying to get employees here. Conventioners bureaus, that they need to be able to attract businesses here. Without good public transportation, it's a problem. We're looking at airport service right now. What can we do to make that happen? So we're also trying to get some things done. A regional fare card that makes it easy to navigate services between the different carriers. Those are things that we're trying to work on right now. But people are excited, and I think they're saying it's time to get something done.
And make sure you have buy-in of all the cities around the area, because you can't have those, those folks that just don't connect, where you have drop-off, or you don't have a community that's buying into the
Absolutely,
system.
absolutely. We're working with elected officials. We're having meetings. We've had a lot of listening sessions right now, but these next 3 months will be really an opportunity for people to get involved, not just going to an event, but it online. There's different ways. Social media. We'll be getting on the buses. We're going to make sure that we're hitting every crack and crevice of this community.
All right, so if people want to tell you what they think, where should they go, or what kind of information should they get?
RTAmichigan.org. They can get that information. There will also be a list of events that we're going to have over the next 3 months that they can participate in. And then we're going to be out. We're going to be at different festivals and East Street Market and all over the four-county region in the city.
Well, we look forward to see what develops in the next couple of months. Michael Ford, thanks so much
Thank
for
you very
joining
much.
us. We appreciate it.